the barriers and the opportunities of the renewable energy in the oil developing countries, and the special case study it was about Libya. Okay, first of all, let me just introduce. I'm the company that I work for, Harouch Oil Operation. This is one of the biggest oil company in Libya. And actually, we are working this sector since 1945, and we have very vast oil fields in all over Libya. We produce 3.5 million barrels per day. Okay, as everybody knows about Libya, it is an exporting petroleum country, and its economic is basically economy is mainly depending on the petrol. We don't have other resources, although we have very other resources, but it's not invested to be the main income of the country. Okay, so now the last few years we start investing in the renewable energy, trying to just assess the consumption of the oil and oil in our country. So here we have barriers and opportunities concerning this paper. Okay, as barriers, we are new in this field, although our country is very rich with other resources like the solar energy and wind energy, but it is not invested yet. There's some projects we are trying to make for long term, trying to make it as alternative income for the country and alternative power consumption for the country. Okay, and okay. As for the solar energy in our country, we have very huge lands in the country that have very rich with the solar energy. It is 7.5 to 8.1, 7.1 to 8.1 kilowatt meter per day, and the growing electricity demands creates opportunity. So if we just invest in the solar energy in the country, we can by implementing long-term plans, we can step by step we can just make it alternative energy in the country. Instead of relying mainly on the foil and the soil energy. Okay, here in this illustration, we can see during the last two decades, the electric energy consumption in the country. It is getting higher and higher, but on the last decade, the increasement is getting higher, 9%. The average of the growth rate is 9%, and there is forecasting studies that it's going to be higher and higher. So if we just work on this, on getting the renewable energy projects and getting the solar and the wind energy instead. So we're going to just assist the country and the national income to get Okay, the methodology here is it's a qualitative study, secondary academic and industry data, opportunities, abundant solar and wind resources, hybrid energy system, investment and international cooperation, economic diversification. Okay, NOC and the Harush oil operations, those are the main NOC, the National Oil Cooperation Institute in Libya. This is the institute that is responsible for producing and exporting the oil. Here they have a very clear and a very serious plan just to work hard on those projects. They start implementing a very alternative network of solar energy in the oil fields in Libya, and by the long term, it is going to be if it's still working on the same path after 10 years, it's going to be really alternative for the energy one. Sorry, we'll go for the conclusion to conclude my paper now. As what I said, Libya has outstanding renewable energy potentials, as I just reviewed. And this renewable can complete the oil sector. And thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much. So, any questions? Yes, please.
Thank you so much for the nice presentation. As we come from the same sector, oil and gas, from the National Corporation, I'm so glad to find you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
As
the
pleasure is mine.
Yes, thank you so much. As the National Oil Corporation now, they open a renewable department in
each
company,
yeah.
And they try to expand for the renewable research department in all of the companies, like the whole, like within our company, and whatever. And especially in the whole, because I work with a deal valley field, which is a company that is responsible for the valley field.
Yeah.
As now they are implemented, because I think they are still under the research and still under investigation for applying the solar cells in offshore fields, and we apply them in onshore fields.
Yeah.
What's the progression that has been obtained up to now?
What's
the progression or the projects that have been implemented? As I can see, up to now there is nothing in the project. The project has been implemented. Just now they do research and investigations for the project, for the whole consumptions.
Yeah.
And the ads also have some contact with the department for renewable sector, national corporation.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, you have, as we know that Libya, have mentioned something good, that we have rich with the solar cells, and also can use the one for onshore, especially for example in terminals and like that. It will be very beneficial.
Yeah.
But the problem that we have is how we can make the community design. It's not a way that we can implement the project and transfer it to oil and gas field in Libya, and we don't understand the responsibility, because I'm talking about technical specification. So my question is, what's have been obtained up to now? Because now we've been 3 years outside of my country.
Yeah. Actually, what we all know in our country, that it is long-term plan. Okay, so they are working, and as you said, there is no progress we can just touch nowadays. But it is long-term plan. They are working just to start making the solar cells, as you said, and they are trying and making a kind of measurements and those things. But as you said, we need to make more researches, and we need to search really harder, just to avoid the challenges, as you said, because if we have it outside and we come to implement it in the field itself, we will face a surprising problem.
Yeah, that's good. And one thing that I want you to be made transparent
Yeah,
to your department in knowledge company.
yeah,
I've been spoken with somebody about the technical specification for the renewables and how they are going to start. Because the problem that we have, we do some agreement for the company and they try to make us, for example, the design and transfer or the equipment and when it's being running.
yeah,
For example, after 1 or 2 years, we have this equipment will be, for example, faults,
yeah,
will be blackout because the problem that we have. We bring the device that it's give me the flexibility, give me the usage of the energy, but the people that they are working on, they don't have the skills and they don't have the knowledge.
yeah.
Now, for the Petroleum Institute, now they try open department for the new technicians, for follow up that like what we have in Norway. We have
Yeah.
maintenance department,
Yeah.
we have operation department. But my idea, please, as you mentioned, we have futures for the
Yeah.
renewables that we could also export to other
Yeah.
countries.
Yeah.
If we want to start, we need to start with the mapping, with the correct design,
Yeah.
with the correct department. We need to build a department for the maintenance and for the operation,
Yeah.
for the technical specification.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
actually, I know something about Libya. Libya has some problems, political problems maybe, yeah. But I hope that in the near future they can fix the problems and they can make a future perspective on energy on a much more solid manner. For instance, by making new collaborations with other countries and so on. I think that because we lived in Middle East, in other
Yeah.
countries also, we lived lots of wars and so on. But the countries, let's say that maybe 10 or 20, maybe 30 years later on, they can have their own, way to fix the problems on the energy policy, because energy policy is a very secure and also hard problem. Yeah? It is not easy problem, and it needs somehow, I think personally, I am not politician, I am just a scientist, and I am looking at the earlier experiences in the world. I can say that maybe a few couple of years, the countries can have alternative ways to generate their energy pathways with cooperating and also making it sustainable, because one of your questions is strictly related to sustainability, because this is energy supply is not only the problem of present
Yeah.
case. I mean, it really needs a very, very serious perspective on 10, 20, 50 years way we have to think about. And but of course Libya, as far as I know, has very natural solar systems they can build, and also traditional fuels, of course, and they can get much way to improve their way.
I'll tell you something regarding to this topic, as it's a hot topic.
Mhm.
The problem that in Libya is very beneficial to use renewable resources like solar cell and like the wind, because we have high lines that for the fossil fuel, we are trying to increasing the share of renewables. We cannot replace the fossil fuel. It's impossible. I'm not the people that they are speaking is not about the technique. We increase the renewables, but when you are feeding the renewable energy to the oil and gas fields, if we have, for example, blackout, for example, on the solar cell, because solar cell needs some energy storage to save it. And we need, for example, for when we connect the oil.
Yeah, base power you are.
Yeah,
you are
when you
saying
connect
base power.
when you connect the oil gas field to the solar cell, we need to maintain the frequency stabilization. For example, if the frequency is not stabilized, this will trigger the protection system and will give me blackout. And when the blackout happens with oil and gas fields, we are losing money.
Even blackout occurs in USA.
Yeah.
So everywhere it can.
But the problem, as I told you, when we have shutdown there on the oil and gas field, due to the pollution, the only people that they gives back the oil and gas field comes back is Libya. No, there's no formula. And one of the work that we work with gas fields, we assume the oil and field operation. So the problem that we are speaking about the renewables is not the way that we are moved to make agreement for the company to simply the design. It's the problem of how to classify, because we are starting now from scratch. When you start from scratch,
As I said, policy is very important.
Yeah.
So let's leave some problems to the time, years, and it will be fixed.
No, of course, I disagree with you, but so we don't solve the problem because as I told you, we need to make the correct map for the correct demand, for the correct operation. If I am not building the house in the correct design, the correct map, it will be fall down on me. This happened to us during, for example, we do some exportation for one of the transformers in the Libya for producing electricity, and we come with agreement of the company. 1 month that we have harmonics. For example, the transformer is blackout, and give me blackout all of the field. The problem that the transformer does not have the specification for the harmonics. The harmonics is very bad effect. The renewables have a harmonic because connected to back-to-back converters. There are technical issues.
Therefore, power electronics
technical
is
issues.
very important.
Yeah,
Technicians is very important.
Yeah.
And education is very important, and engineering is very important. So, in that case, it's a very comprehensive problem. In the past, every country has lived.
As I told you,
in the near future, this is out of the topic of this conference, because we cannot say anything about the policy and the future policy of the countries here, but we can make some expectations about the earlier experience.
yes, that's what's
So
speak
we
about.
hope the
Talk
best.
about the strategic management of how we can reach, because we are trying making money, but we're not going to lose money. That's my idea.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, I would like to give the certificate of participation. Okay. Yeah, please. Okay, I think it is time for the lunch, I think. But before the lunch, I would like to also present this little reminder to Professor Peter Childs.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm not going to forget.
This is for you. This is for your room.
Okay, thank you very much.
You have many of them,
I really do.
but this good. Yeah, it's good reminder.
It's a delight to host you.
So we can have a lunch now, right now, I think. Okay.